we're going to be looking into communication. No, I told you like yesterday that communication is going to be a full topic on its own, just to tell you how important it is, in your work environment, why it's very, very much important to you guys communicate effectively. And also, I'm going to share the slides of the previous ones with classes we had probably today. But I was just trying to get out the whole slide and send it on. That's why I'm just waiting. But once the whole slide is available, I'll just send all of them once today so that you guys can have it and take your time and reflect on them. Okay, so if you can see my screen, you just let me know. I want to share my screen now. So thank you guys for joining today again. So we're going to be talking about effective communication in tech teams, bridging the gap between tech and non-tech world stakeholders. This is a very, very important topic. So I want you to pay, attention as much as possible. So before we get started, let's start understanding what communication is all about. So from my own definition here, I have that communication is the clear exchange of ideas, information, and intent between individuals or groups to achieve mutual understanding. Now, if you look at the keyword here is understanding. In your organization, if you guys don't have an understanding, you find out that nothing will be done. You understand? Maybe there's a new feature or a new product in the digital marketer, probably through your research, and you brought this idea, why not trending? And everybody does it. There's delay. There's no understanding. You find out that you guys might be there. The trend will just go on and nothing will be done. So that's why it's very, very much important to have an understanding. And that's why communication is key. Because through communication, you guys can now, okay, let's do this. Let's do this. This is good. And if you clearly define what you are talking about, people understand you, and the way you also communicate or share that information. Let's buy into this idea. Why don't we try this? It will help the company. Okay. So what are the key elements of communication? We have what? The sender. Who is sharing this message? Now, for us to have an effective communication, there must be someone who's sharing this information. It could be you, the digital marketer. It could be the developer. It could be whoever. You are the sender. You are the one bringing the message on board. The message is said is the content of what you are trying to communicate. What is being communicated? What are you trying to share with other team members? There must be a message you are trying to pass. Then what medium are you using to share this message? Is it through email? Is it through speech? Is it through Slack? You are using to what? There's a lot of sharing information these days. Just currently now, when I shared the link for this meeting, I used through WhatsApp to share it. These are also means of what? Communication. So you have to look at, okay, which is the proper way of which medium this message. Now you are trying to ask HR, for salary increments or whatever. You don't go to have WhatsApp start a message. You understand? You have to go through the email. or maybe there's something that is happening with, and you need the management team to release money. So the receiver who is receiving it, then the feedback. What feedback do you get? Because whenever you send a message, you need a feedback from the person that received this message. Okay, I want an increment, or there's a trend. I want us to follow the trend. Then you are sending this message to the management team. You want them to give you a feedback. And if this message is you find out that there will be a message out. Okay, let's look at types of what a feedback for you. But if the message is not clear and send, so that's why it is very important you make sure you send out the right message. So we have the verbal. Maybe you guys are having a stand up, just like we are having this conversation now. You guys are listening to me. It's a verbal word communication. So this is a type of word communication. Now you have to know, when is it necessary for you to use a verbal communication to talk at this particular point in time? Just like I said, now, if you want a salary increment, you will not start using verbal communication. So you have to know, okay, this is the right way to talk at this moment. This is the right channel to follow. This is the type of communication I have to do at this particular point in time. So this is not your family house, or probably your dad or your mom. You can randomly just meet and say, "Mommy, I need school fees." You understand? So you have to know that, okay, I have to go through this channel, though, so that there's sometimes, okay, I remember when I was during my NYC. So the place I was doing my PPA, so I needed something from them. So I think I met, I don't know, I forgot the person position, but I met the woman. So I went there to talk to her about my need. And she was like, I don't understand what you're saying. So, like, you just keep telling me that I don't understand what you say. One of the staff now told me that, see, I don't have to go and tell her these things, but let me write it through an email and send to her before she will listen to me. You understand? So she just keep bashing me, just keep ignoring me until I sent that message through email. That was when she replied and gave me a feedback. You understand? So you have to also understand. It's just like, okay, let's assume the CEO now. You just meet the CEO and just start, talking to him. Except he just feel like he wants to understand. You understand? So, but that's not the proper way to go about this. You have to follow the right channels. You get. So, what are the pros and the cons of what verbal communication? It is quick, and it is what interactive, because just like I'm talking to you now, if I need feedback from any of you now, I can just ask you, what do you understand about what I've been saying so far? You can easily give me a feedback. But what are the pros to this? Sometimes there could be misunderstanding based on tune. The way I'm talking, the tune I'm using you might misunderstand my tune, because sometimes someone might want to come and talk to you, and the way the person presents the matter, you just get annoyed, like, or probably maybe I just walk up to you and just say something without even greeting you, or probably you are in a bad mood or whatever, and you just misunderstand the message. So you have to be conscious of that. The message you are passing, okay, how am I going to say this? You have to think about it. That's why sometimes it's always good before you say something. You think about it before you say it. You think about it before saying it. You think before what? Saying. Because, and also you what are the challenges of this written communication type? The pros, like, okay, let's start with the pros. Async, and is also what? Recordable. What are the cons? Tones can be misinterpreted. So when you are writing something, maybe when you are trying to communicate an information to somebody, the way you write it, the way you send the message, how you started the lines. Maybe let's assume that you are sending message to the management team. How you started the whole message can mean a lot. So you have to be careful on the kind of languages you use, so that your message you are trying to pass will not be misinterpreted. I hope I'm making some sense. Can you guys still hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's assume you as a digital marketer, you want them to release money for you. Probably you want to run ads. You have to find a way to go about it and to convince them that this is the right thing to do. You understand? And you will not be sending the message in such a way that you first of all even read the message you are sending, assuming that you are the one this message is coming to. You try to read meaning to what you are getting. So that's even the best way to go about it. Before you send out a message, just read it and assume that, okay, somebody is sending this message to me. How do I understand this message? Then that will not give you a clear understanding of how the receiving end is going to also interpret this message. So if you are interpreting this message properly and you're getting it right, okay, I'm reading this thing, it's making sense to me. Wow, the feel is okay, the vibe is okay, and the tune is okay. Then you know that fine, is okay also to send it out. Try to read it from every possible way. Maybe look at it from the standpoint, okay, maybe you are in a bad mood and somebody sends you such message. How would you feel about it? So these are some of the simple things you can do to make sure that the information you are sending out there is properly communicated. Because if not properly communicated, what you are trying to get done might be delayed and it might affect the company. So you have to have that at the back of your mind. So also another type of communication is the visual, where here we can use words, diagrams, screenshots, long videos. Sometimes, especially you guys are in the marketing aspect, most of the time you find out that you'll be needing more of diagrams, to represent the trends, the flow of the progress you guys are making. Okay, this year we have so number of progress. The other year we have this kind of progress, and so on and so forth. So you know when to. Okay, imagine now you're giving reports, and there's no diagram representation of what you are trying to communicate. It wouldn't make much sense. You understand? So you have to understand that, okay, this is method. I use this method, I use this pattern, so that whatever I'm trying to communicate will be clearly understood. So if you are using diagram now, okay, the management team will now say, oh, this year we have, okay, the registration was high, okay, the other month it was low, okay, the other month it was high. Then people can easily now ask you, okay, what are the causes of this? Why is it we're having this up and down in our registration? Why are we having this? Why are we having that? And to be more clearer for everybody to understand. So what are the pros of this using visual? So why I'm mentioning all these things, so that you now know which one is necessary at each point in time. You understand? You know when to use verbal, know when to use a written communication type, know when to use visual. You understand? So you cannot be trying to talk about the results you got through your campaign, and you be verbally explaining it to your teams or the management team. It doesn't make sense. You understand? So you have to put in professionalism in whatever you are doing. So know the right way. That's why we are having this conversation. So with virtual, things are more clarified, like complex ideas are clearly understood. Okay, so here we have this number of sales. In so year we have this number of sales. Okay, in this year, what made us have more sales? What can we do to improve on the sales we are having? Why was there a low sale in this particular month? Okay, what can we do to improve on it? So these are some of the things these things will help you to do. What are the pros? Time consuming. Yes, it will take you time to prepare these reports because it takes time to prepare such kind of report, but you know that this is the right way and you must follow that way. You must follow that word, that pattern, so that the people you are sending this message out to understand what you are saying and they even see that you are working and they can even listen to you when you are telling them, okay, this is what we need to do to improve on our registration, our customer base or user base. This is what we need to do. Okay, this is what the issue was in last month, why we had low sales. Okay, this is why we had high sales. Okay, there was a trend, there was this, there was that. So when you are pointing this out, you display, you are actually representing all this information. These data are there. They can actually look at this even at their own time. You send this information out to them. They can at their own private time go through it and see the data, look at it, and even assist in suggesting what can help the company go far. Okay, we have the non-verbal communication, body language, tone, emoji, especially in what remote works. So what are the pros? Art words, emotional word, context. Harder in text only word channels. So the non-verbal communication type, when you are working remotely, you might not know whether somebody is happy or not happy. You understand? Maybe we are working remotely, somebody, okay, let's say some of your team member that it will be hard for you to know what their mood are at the moment. It might be hard for you to know how to communicate to them. So that's why it's good when you are expressing yourself, you can express yourself in such a way that okay, these people can understand. Okay, at this moment, wow, I'm happy with what you are doing. You can use like emoji or any other thing to just express yourself so that the person that you are sending this message to will not misunderstand what you are saying. Okay, maybe like okay, maybe somebody sent his or her report and the report was good. You understand? And you just send an emoji of thumbs up. You understand? It make the person feels like, wow, okay, you guys over there actually appreciated what I did though. Because the person will be like confused, trying to know that, trying to find out whether, okay, what I did or the report I gave or the tax I did, whether people actually like what I did. So form the habit of what expressing yourself, especially when you guys are on fast distance or having stand-ups. Form the habit of using emojis or any other means that you can use to express yourself so that people understand. Because when you just send out a message or a text, somebody might read it from another angle. But immediately the person is seeing an emoji attached to a message, he's already reading it from the perspective of that emoji. Okay, a smiling emoji. Wow, I like what you did. Good. And you're putting an emoji there. It gives the other person on the other side a kind of feeling like, oh, this thing I did was okay. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Are you understanding me? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Are we together?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So form it an habit, especially when you guys are communicating with those people that are not around your office. Maybe you are having a remote meeting or something like that, people are not within the same environment. Form it an habit to actually express how you feel. It has something it does to the others, the receiving end. So why is it matters in tech? Why does communication matter in tech? It prevents costly misunderstanding, e.g., wrong feature build. If assuming now the you as the marketing team now, there's something, an issue that you are having. Probably you are having issue finding out the number of registrations you are having. Okay, you are doing campaigns and people are registering, and you are not seeing the result. Maybe probably the development team didn't build such feature for you to track, the convert you guys are having. There's a way you will communicate that information to the development team. They will kind of do something different. They will not even understand what you are saying. And at the end of the day, they have wasted time building what a feature that is not necessary. So make sure that when you are trying to tell this, that's why we had the last meeting we had yesterday. I was trying to tell you how you need to understand other departments and know how to communicate to them. You understand? Because if you understand how to talk to the development team now, you can be able to relate this information to them and tell them that, oh, I'm having issues tracking my the convert I'm having from the campaign I'm running. How do we go about building a feature that can enable me know that, okay, I run adverts through Facebook, okay, people are coming through Facebook, and I can track the number of people that came through Facebook. I run a TikTok ad, and I can track the number of people coming through TikTok. I run Instagram ad, I can track the number of people coming through Instagram and Snapchat and all that. So, but if you don't communicate that information properly, you find out that you might be thinking maybe it took the development in a month to build something. At the end of the day, when they brought the feature they built, it's totally very important you understand every department and know how to communicate to them, so that whenever you are passing information, you pass it in the right order. And also ask questions whether they understood what you are saying. And even sometimes to explain it back to them. They don't understand whether you actually get what they are trying to say to you. Sometimes it might look rude, but it's necessary. You try to tell somebody, please, can you just explain this thing I told you? Let me understand whether you know what I actually said. So I know sometimes it might look rude, but make sure you insist that the other party actually say it and tell the person the way the person will understand. You understand? So that they will know that you know that they actually understood what you communicated. So that they won't waste time or resources doing what they are not supposed to do. So aligned engineers, managers, and clients. So with communication, you find out that everybody is in sync, both the engineers, the managers, and what the clients are what in sync. Maybe the customer came and complained about something, and the customer actually met maybe the day the customer was complaining, he met the customer care, and the customer care, based on he or she is not a tech person, he doesn't understand what the customer was saying, and related the message in a different way. You see that there will be conflict. So, but if everybody have the necessary knowledge or information they need to have about every department, even when the message is coming to the wrong person, the person can easily convey the message to the right department that will take care of it and communicate it properly. So that's why I mentioned last yesterday that everybody needs to understand what is happening in other departments. Study the department you guys have, know their terminology, know how to speak to them, know how they function, so that maybe a day will come now. Sometimes the customer might come. It might be the developer the customer is reaching out to. It might be the HR the customer is reaching out to. It might be the designer the customer is reaching out to. It could be anybody. So as the customer is coming reaching out to you, you don't need to say that, I'm not the customer care. How am I going to understand what this customer is saying? I'm not the developer. how am I going to understand this technical thing this customer is talking about? So you need to understand every department so that whenever information is coming through you, you can be able to now channel it to the right authority. So it builds trust in remote work teams. So when there's proper communication, you see that people properly trust each other because what you are saying is what is happening. You understand? So these are some of the things that matters a lot in communication. So impact of what? Poor communication, missed deadline. Just like I mentioned earlier, if you tell the development team that you need this feature and you didn't clearly specify what feature, I've had countless of times in my with my developer, we just made a mistake to tell them something, and the person on the receiving end got another information, and the person just took like 1 month building something entirely different. And when you now come to look at what the person is building, and you're asking the person, "What is this you are building? This is not what we asked you to build, though." You understand? Then when you now go back to the message you sent to the person and try to read meaning into the message, you see that you are the one that put some 1 or 2 things, and the person got the wrong information. So make sure that you are communicating and also paying attention to what you are communicating, and also making sure that you are asking the person that you are communicating to let you know what you just said, so that you will be sure that the person understood what you are saying. So to avoid what miss what deadline. Okay, imagine now you guys came now. There's a new feature. Okay, your competitors are doing something, and you guys need to do it quickly to follow up with the trend. And you guys communicated this thing to the person, and it the message wasn't clear enough. The guy took like 1 month doing something different. At the end of the day, you find that the trend will just move by, and you guys should miss out on the trend. So that's why it's very important. So it causes frustration. Imagine the developer that after a month of building something, you now tell the person that the person was building rubbish. You see how it works? It doesn't make sense. The person will feel frustrated immediately. Be like my whole energy has just been wasted doing something that like so. And also it causes failed projects. So because that project the person built now is already gone, and probably there's money that was spent during the whole process. There was time, there was energy. You understand? So the whole thing is what gone. So what are the key communication skills? Active listening. You have to learn the habit of what listening. Very, very important. Who focus? Don't interrupt. I see some people maybe somebody's talking to your earpieces or your on your ear. You are playing music and you are listening to the person. You have a divided attention. If somebody is passing and just pause that your song at that moment. Maybe the management team came in and they are trying to communicate something to you to the team member. You are just playing. You are still playing your music, and you didn't even off your music, and they pass information. And probably when you are doing, you know how the brain works. The brain is just interpreting the message coming with the song you are listening, and mix up the whole thing. Clarity. So make sure that you listen actively. It's very important. If you are the one communicating, please let there be clarity in what you are saying. Simplify the okay. Make sure that there's clarity in everything you are saying. Bring things to the layman term, like learn how to speak in a layman way. Forget about your jargons, forget about your professionalism, forget about your qualification. If you don't communicate properly, it doesn't make any sense. There's no, you have not done anything. You haven't done anything. If people you are trying to communicate to, they are not understanding what you are saying, there's no communication. So also, we talk about empathy. Understand what the listener perspective. You also have to what listen to the other side. When you are passing a message, make sure you pay attention to what the listener as well. and know what they are thinking about what you are saying. Don't impose your communication on them. Don't impose your own idea on them. Also listen to their own perspective and their input. So adaptability are just based on what audience. You see what we are still talking about are just based on what the audience, tech versus what non-tech teams. So when you are talking to your fellow tech teams, fine, use your jargons, it's good. But when you are talking to a non-tech team, why using jargons? Who are you trying to impress? You understand? So know that, okay, now I'm talking to the customer care, I'm talking to the HR, I'm talking to the management team, I'm talking to my fellow developers. You understand? Okay, I should use this term. I should not use this term. Okay, I should be as lay as what possible for them to understand what I'm saying. Hope I'm making some sense. Hello? Can you guys hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. So active listening in what? Active listening in tech. Pause and process before what? Responding. Pause and what? Process before what? Responding. Like if somebody is talking to you now, if somebody is communicating something to you, and after listening, process what this person have said. Process what the person have said, and make sure what you understand what the person said clearly before what responding. Reflect back what you heard. So you are okay. So you are saying, are we together? Just like I rightly said before, make sure that if somebody is communicating something to you, try to make sure that you understand what the person is saying by simply asking them, okay, is this what you said? Is this exactly what you are saying? So you can use phrases like, so you are saying, are we together? So avoid what? Interrupting. Okay, I'm trying to communicate something to you and you are busy, trying to interrupt without even hearing what I'm saying to the end. So make sure that you don't interrupt people when they are saying something because you might think you understand what they are trying to convey and you interrupt them. And sometimes people might be saying something and the idea will be coming to their head. And you now say something and you interrupt them. And even the information they are trying to pass at that moment, they even forget it. So make sure that you pay attention and listen first. When the person is done saying whatever the person is saying, then you can now say, okay, fine. That means you are done with what you are saying. Okay, I understand now. You can now ask your question. You can now put your input. So don't interrupt people when they are saying. Maybe you guys are having stand up, and somebody is, was called upon to say something, and maybe what the person is saying is kind of like affecting your own department. Just allow the person to land. Don't interrupt the person because sometimes the idea or something the person is trying to convey, just by interrupting the person will just forget all those things. Ask open-ended questions. Ask what? Open-ended question. So ask questions that people can contribute to. So validate contribution. Good point. Let's explore that further. So even when somebody is making a point that you don't like, know how to respond to them. And if somebody makes something or contribute something that is good, know how to what? Appreciate them for what? Their contribution. So this will what? Help the parties or whoever is having the communication to have the courage and the mind to keep saying something or even want to contribute. So somebody can be saying something and you like what the person is saying. Say good point, nice, nice, nice. You understand? So it's also help. Let's look at technical jargons versus what layman's what terms. What are the problems? Okay. Um, we don't have any developers with us here, right? We don't have developers with us here. Okay. Is there any? Um, okay. I'm trying to. No, I think this we made we made a point on this yesterday. Okay, the API latency is causing 504 error. Why is the app what crashing? Okay, let's put it this in this term so that you guys will understand it. Let's assume that the website is slowing down, just like we used the example we used yesterday. We're talking about you as the digital marketer. You visited the website and the website is slow. You understand? Now let's assume now, okay, the development team now they want to convey this information to the management team. They will not be telling the management team that we have a downtime or something like that using this jargon. Probably they will say something like that there's too many traffic on the website or something like that, or we have too many users visiting the website at that moment. Because of that, this website is slowing down. Now, when you say something like that, you find out that okay, people that are not in your field or in your department will understand what you are saying properly because there's a jargon to that which somebody can easily use that we're having 500 error, we're having downtime, we're having this, we're having that. But people are communicating this to, we don't understand the whole downtime you are talking about. Or we are saying that the server is down. We don't understand what you mean by saying server is down. But why not use things like we're having a lot of traffic, we're having a lot of users, accessing the website at the same time, and it's causing our website to slow down. It makes more sense and is more explanatory, and people can easily relate to that. So you as the digital marketer, you as the designer, you as the developer, you as anybody wherever department you find yourself, you find a way to communicate the information so that the other parties will understand what you are saying. Hope we are clear on this.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, I think we have mentioned this before. Tools that you can use for communication. Let's just leave this. Okay. Um, it's always challenging when we're having online meetings, so we can't play certain games that we can do when we are in a physical class. But how am I going to relate this? How am I going to do this? Okay. Let me see. So mm, who is this digital marketer? Promise, right? Hello, Promise. Are you there? Is Promise with us? Or Precious, not
Precious.
Promise. Oh, sorry, Precious.
Yes, sir. Yes, I'm
How
here.
are you, Precious?
I'm fine, thanks, sir.
Okay, let me try to relate this to you.
Okay, sir.
Um, so let's assume now that you are trying to, you're running a campaign. Okay, let's assume now campaign is you guys terms because when you say campaign, now people will not understand it. Okay, try to explain to us, like telling us in another way of like you're trying to communicate to the management team that it's necessary we set up a campaign based on the current trend. Maybe like there's a particular product that is trending in the market, and you want us to run a campaign on that. You understand? And the management team, they don't understand your terminology. So, how best will you relate this to the management team so that they will understand what you are saying? Okay, there's a trend going on, and you want, to follow the trend, you need to run a campaign on that, this, and that. How would you pass this message to the management so that they will understand what you're saying so they will be able to release money for you?
Okay, so instead of using the term campaign, I would simply just say we would want to run ads on certain products because those products are trending and we would want to get more people to shop from us. So we would like to run ads on that particular product.
Okay, that's good. Now, the data analyst, what's your name? The data analyst,
My
are you
number
with
is
us?
sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay.
Yes, I can hear you.
Let's assume now that we are having is it redundancy they call it, right? So probably maybe the developers who built the site, there was too many repetitions of data within the database, and you are trying to communicate to them that this is the issue why the site is slowing down. How would you go about saying that?
Okay, sir, please come again. Let me hear you. I don't understand you.
Okay, now let me just put it in this way. Okay, there's an issue in the database, and what caused
Okay.
the issue is redundancy, right? You know what redundancy means, right?
No, no, please expatiate.
Oh, that's what I want you to explain to us. So if I
Oh, okay.
expatiate now,
No, redundancy could
let me
mean things. That's what I'm asking.
that in terms of database.
Okay.
Okay, let me just explain it to you so that you now say when I say about
Mr. Chika,
redundancy, it
can
means
I
like
explain to her, please?
okay,
Okay, when you say when you talk of redundancy, it has to do with an employee's employment. When you say you're rendering somebody redundant, you no longer need the person's services in your establishment.
no, we're
So
talking
it's
about
more of saying you're sacking somebody or you're laying off. I think
no
that's the.
in database we are talking
Yes,
about
he's
now.
talking on the
Okay, I
database.
thought it.
That's why.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry about
It's
that.
database people. Now redundancy is just mean somebody repeating the same kind of data. Maybe now in the database now, I have three tables, and in these three tables, I in the first table I have the person's name, a column called name, and that column I have as a checker. Then I have another table, and I have another column called name again. And uh, in that row, sorry, on that table, I put the name again as a checker. And I have under the third table, the same name also repeats again as a checker. That is what we call redundancy. Like you are repeating multiple the same information multiple times within a table. You understand? And that could cause issue within the database. You understand? So I'm trying to say now, how would you communicate this to the management team? Telling them or to the developers or whatever, telling them this is the mistake they made and they need to correct this. You understand?
Yes, sir. So, firstly, I would tell them the what is going on, which is the redundancy you've explained, and how the intentionally can be beneficial for reliability of the
Okay.
data. And so the problem this is causing is going to be data inconsistency.
Yeah.
and it's going to have to increase our maintenance overhead. So we would have to look at the source of this problem on the tech side. That would be the business of the back end engineers. So this is how I would explain this for them. We'll tell them the pros and the cons of this, what it causes to our database.
Okay. Now, the
Yeah,
essence of
sorry,
this
Mr.
is,
Chief, I have a question.
you said?
I have a question for Mona.
Okay.
Okay, she just said that she's going to explain the redundancy you explained to her. Assuming I'm not
Yes.
there and she's coming to explain to me, because I'm just hearing that there is redundancy in her field, in the tech world.
Yeah.
So how is she going to explain to me to be able to understand that aspect of redundancy? Assuming I was not part of this meeting and I
Yeah.
didn't get the understanding of the redundancy you mean.
Yes. Okay. You can go on and try to explain to the HR what you meant.
Okay, ma. So I would tell you that redundancy is when the data is duplicated. So when something is supposed to be in one place, we have duplicates of the same data, and this will cause inconsistency in the database. Sometimes it might not show at all. Let's take, for example, what we are doing currently in the office. If we have the same data in different columns, that particular section on, let's say, the site is not going to pop up at all. So that's what I mean by it's going to be inconsistent. You're not going to see options, you're not going to see anything in a particular box. So this type of issue could cause things like that.
Okay, thank you very much. I just wanted to correct an impression because you were asked a question and you said you were going to report back on what you were told. So, for somebody that is not a tech person, you're communicating to a layman, it's best you put it into clear understanding so the person will be able to understand the report you're bringing up. I don't know if you understand
Yes,
what I'm saying.
yes,
That's
ma'am.
why I said you should explain.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
we're
He
all
asked for
learning. It's part of
it.
the learning process. When you're reporting a problem, know how to align it, know how to put it so that the person you're communicating to will be able to understand and help resolve the issue. Thank you.
Okay, thank you guys for that. So it's very very important we take note of that. Communication is key to the progress of every organization. So and everybody needs to be carried along. That's just the whole bottom line. Everybody needs to be carried along. Nobody needs to be left out. So when you're making your report, make sure that you are not putting jargon so that they will praise you that you are heaven and earth, that you know all and all. Those things doesn't matter anywhere. You only show yourself when you are in your with your colleagues, people of the same caliber or category. Fine, do your thing. Let you guys show muscle. Fine, but when you guys are working as a team, you have to carry everybody along. Don't use big words or big language to explain things to people and throw them off balance. And you know how all these things work. Some people will be too shy to even ask you what are you saying, so that they will not feel like they are left out. You understand? Like maybe I'm in the midst of my fellow developers. There's words they will use. I'll be shy to ask them to explain that word because they'll be like, are you not a developer? You're supposed to know this, but I don't know it. And at that moment, there's no communication. You understand? Because they have already thrown me off balance. I don't even understand what they are saying. So let's keep that for the those in the same department. But still, the best way is make sure that you are explaining things out because it's not everybody that will know everything. It's not every word people will know. it's not possible for everybody to know everything within a particular. We keep learning, we keep improving. So just know it that okay, it was a day you know about this thing, that okay, this person might have not even come across this word before, and you are using it, and you are throwing everybody off balance, and people might be shy to even want to ask you explain what does this word mean. So also have that at the back of your mind that people will definitely feel shy to want to ask you to explain some of the jargons you are using. And when you do that, you throw everybody off balance. The people might be even busy trying to google or browse out what you're saying. They will miss out on the other information that you guys are saying. So please put this at the back of your mind so that everybody will be carried along within the company. Okay. Okay, I think we have done that. Just explain a system outage. Not maybe a system is down. I think we don't have developers within us. So I believe this one we have done is okay. Okay. Best practices for communication in a tech team. Use simple, clear word language. Very important. I'm still repeating this thing. Use simple language. Nobody cares about your jargon. If there's no communication, you are doing nothing. You are doing nothing. You guys saw that there's one of our senator during the time of Goodluck that normally speak grammar. He just speak grammar. People use it for comedy because nobody's understanding what he's saying. Then people just turn him to a comedian because he's always speaking jargon, speaking big vernacular. Nobody is understanding what you are saying. Then people will just whenever you try to say something, now people will just be tired of you because they know you are coming again to speak jargon and nobody is relating what you are saying. So speaking big jargons doesn't make you special or make you different from every other person. It's even make you look like you are an alien in a place and you are not supposed to be there in the first place. So confirm understanding, repeat, rephrase. And when I ask you, you are free to ask people to repeat what you said or tell them to explain is something that might cause you guys a big damage in the company. You need to ask those on the receiving end, please can you rephrase what I just said to you. When the person is rephrasing, you now pay attention to what the person is saying to make sure that you get that the person understood what you are saying. Don't especially if it's something that's going to cost the company big money or don't be shy to ask the person to repeat what you said. Ask them please politely, can you just rephrase what I said so that I understand you know what I just said. Ahead then you okay. Once they got it right, so okay, if they don't get it right, explain it again to them so that you make sure they get it so that you not cause costly mistake for the company. So use visual aids, diagrams, and charts, especially you guys in the marketing side. It's very important. People need to know the trends. People need to know how whether there's a group, whether there's downfall. You understand? So that's very important. So encourage open communication culture. Yeah, don't come and communicate and seal up this thing. Make sure you are giving people rooms to talk because you might not know everything. Some people will just come and say something and it just look as if they have sealed the whole information. They have sealed the whole thing. They just pass information and they concluded on it. It is not done that way. Even you, if sometimes you just say something and want to hear people's opinion and know what their people view about this. It's not your own view, should not be final. So regular check-in, especially with remote work team, make sure you check up on the team. If they are working daily, check up on the team, communicate, make sure that they are doing what they are doing. Okay, just like I explained earlier, somebody gives a developer a work to do, and the information was not clearly communicated, and the developer did the wrong thing. If that person was actually checking up on that person, the person would understand that, oh, this person is not doing the right thing at this moment. You understand? But the person wasn't checking up on the person, just gave him a project and just left. And after 1 month, you're asking the person to give you a report. But if you are daily checking up on that person, looking at what the person is doing, communicating with the person, you would have seen that, oh, this person didn't even understand what I told the person at the first place. It could just be three days into the project, you understand, and you redirect the person to follow the right path. So regular check-ins are very, very important. So in summary, and our take away, communication is a skill, not just a tool. Hmm? Communication is a skill. You have to learn it. You understand? When people are putting CV, you find out that they sometimes they'll put communication skill as part of their soft skills. It's important because if you have ever worked for foreigners, you find out that they are more even interested in your communication skill than even the skill you are applying for. They will just be asking you questions based on your communication skill. They just want to know your body language. They just know how you. They might be just putting. If you look at some of the interview questions, you find that it's all circled around communication. How do you pass information? How do you do this? How do you do this? So that's to tell you how much important it is for the whole company. Because once there's a misinformation, it could cost the company big money, it could cost the company big loss. So learn to bridge the gap between technical and non-technical roles. We have explained this before. Remember, use simple language so that you don't throw everybody off balance. And people might be shy to ask you to rephrase what you said. Use the right tools for the right words, context. Okay, if it's something that requires you sending email, do that. If it's something that requires you sending WhatsApp message, fine. If it's something that requires you using Slack or whatever tools, use the best. If it's just a verbal way of talking and that suits that scenario, use it. Practice empathy, clarity, and words. Make sure you are getting feedbacks. So it's time for question and answer and reflections. So what do we have any questions for me? Any questions? Okay. Uh, if you guys don't have question, then uh, let me start with Ifeanyi Chukwu. Ifeanyi Chukwu, do you have question? If you don't have question, what have you learned so far?
Good day, sir.
Did you have question? You're raising your hand up.
Is it me? Can you hear me?
Go on, Ifeanyi. Go on, Ifeanyi.
Okay. I don't have any question, but I learned a lot on the key communication skills. You explained a lot that active listening solves a lot of problems. You focus, and anytime you didn't understand anything, make sure that the person from the sending end, you also clarify to the person and to the receiver that do you really meant this thing, so stuff to say, and make sure that you clarify with the person before going into anything, so you don't be like the guy you explained to us that went about doing what he didn't clearly understand.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Let's start. Abasi, what do you have for us? I think you have a question.
Okay, so yes, sir. Okay, I have a question. It's more of a question concerning yesterday, but it also has to do with today as well. So, how do you recommend balancing the need for meeting tight deadlines while maintaining high quality deliverables? Let's say you've been given a task to do, you have a tight deadline, but you still have to give out your best. How would you balance that?
You're trying to. Your question is like you are given a deadline, right?
Yes, sir.
And you are supposed to meet up with the deadline,
Yes, sir.
and you are looking at if you rush that project, you
Yes,
might
sir.
not giving your best, right?
Exactly. Yes, sir.
And we explained this in the other class. You understand?
Yes, sir.
We explained it. We say that you can go ahead to communicate with the team. You understand? You need to communicate with the team. Tell them that this can be done better if you guys give me more time. But during project, there's what we call MVP. You understand? Huh? Minimum viable product. Yeah, this thing can be applicable to other aspects of tech as well, or even non-tech. You understand? You can use that principle to work. Now, this minimum viable product now is you now giving them that version that is not of the higher quality because it's needed at that moment, but it can serve within that moment. While you take your time to patch it up to get to the quality you want. I don't know if you get.
Okay, sir.
Now, when you look at some of these products that's coming out in the market, most of them are MVPs. Sometimes when you click some buttons, they are not working. You understand? But
Yes,
they are
sir.
keeping those buttons there to give the users insight that we have plans of putting this thing in place, though they are not ready yet. You understand?
Yes,
So
sir.
you can still work with that principle. Okay, give them the version that can fly at that moment while you take time to perfect in what you have already built. Then that's why you have versioning in projects. Okay, you say we've just launched version one, we are launching version two, we are launching version three. You understand? Nothing can be perfect because the world of tech, everything is trending, everything is moving so fast, things are changing. So you have to move on with that pace. So start with the MVP. Fine, okay, this is it. Take this one, be using this one. I'm coming. Let me cook more something. And you cook a more better one. Tell them that, oh, look at this one I gave you guys is not it. Oh, look at the best one. And they are putting it, and you are cooking even more because you are following trend. You are looking at what other people are doing. Facebook are not sleeping. Google are not sleeping. You saw what AI did to them. Everybody just jumped into AI. You saw it, and then all of us saw it. AI almost took Google out of the way. But what happened? They called their team together, started innovating because people don't go to Google anymore. They started having low traffic because people don't visit there again. Why are you visiting there when you can go to your ChatGPT and get everything? Even the ChatGPT will give you even detailed information because when you are going to Google, you are just like searching endless information. You now use your hand to gather, but ChatGPT to gather everything together and give you at once. So they have to start innovating, building their own ChatGPT, put it in within the Google. So before everybody will leave Google, oh, they see that, oh, AI is already in Google. People started using it too as well. I don't know if you get. So that's it. So you can start that way. I hope I'm clear on that.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, let's go with Precious. Precious, if you have question, if you don't have question, what have you? What are the lessons you got from this class?
Okay, sir. So my question is in regards to the part where you said we should use emojis or to communicate our emotions and also appeal to the emotion of whoever we're speaking to or we're trying to communicate with. So my question now is how do you maintain boundaries with that so that it doesn't now become, because again, in the workplace, you have to be professional, but not overly professional, just so that other people can understand you. So the boundaries I'm talking about now is how do or what do we do to maintain that boundary that somebody doesn't cross it and now starts overusing emojis or sending wrong emojis. I don't know if you understand my question.
Yeah, I clearly understand you. You don't expect to be when you are sending message to the GM or to the you'll be using emojis to address him. I don't know if you get.
No, I'm
When you
not
are
talking about myself sending. I'm talking about like generally every other person like communicating to one another. Like if someone
that's what I'm
is
saying.
sending to me or sending, yes, sir.
Assuming now we are on this live call now. This is a remote meeting we are having, right?
Yes,
If
sir.
I say, "Are you guys hearing what I'm saying?" You have the right to send me a thumbs up. I don't forget. I
Yes,
feel
sir.
okay. Whether I'm the GM or I'm the whoever, it's okay. You can just say, "Are you guys hearing what I'm saying?" Everybody just put a thumbs up. He won't feel bad for doing that. I don't forget. So you have to know when to use. Just like I say, you know when to use what and when not to. You get. So it's
Yes,
something
sir.
that is practical. You can't come into your the HR WhatsApp DM and start sending her one kind of emoji. I don't know if you get. But like
Yes,
we are
sir.
on this live call now, you can send me. I say, are you guys hearing what I'm saying? And your mic can mute. So the best way you can do is just send me a thumbs up immediately. I'll say, okay, okay, good. Everybody's hearing what I'm saying. Whether I'm the CEO or whatever. At that moment, I need that thumbs up. I don't forget.
Yes, sir.
So, but when you now come to other communication, you just know how to go about it. You can't come to your, maybe you guys have a group chat. You can't be sending kind of emojis. But if you're having conversation with your fellow team member, you guys know that relationship level. You guys can actually do some things like that. I don't forget. But when it comes to general something, you have to know when to use it. But if it's a private chat between you and your fellow colleague, and you guys understand each other very well, you can use emoji to express your feeling and you know that okay, you guys have come to a long way. That if you do this, it's not going to be used overstepping your boundaries. I hope that is clear.
Yes, sir. It is, sir.
Good. So let's go with Favor Samson.
Okay, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. You're welcome.
Thank you, sir. So my question is based on proper communication. So, for instance, let's say maybe an individual find themselves in like a team or part of a team where they are trying to come up with strategy to execute a certain project, and let's say maybe they're a team of four, and then one person in particular feels like, okay, I have this particular strategy and I think it will really work, and then the other people are not really buying it, and at the end of the day there comes like a miscommunication because okay, the other person feels okay, they're not understanding my strategy and I really believe in what I want to put in. So would I impose my strategy, or maybe take an initiative on my own, or at the same time maybe I should just let them flow with maybe the strategy they think would best work, even if I feel maybe okay, this would not really work. I don't know if you get the question.
Yeah, I get it clearly. Just
Yes,
like
sir.
the last training we had, we had issues like this. It has to do with features. We had different team and we brought features, and these people are trying to let their own feature fly. This is just a conflict of interest. You understand?
Yeah.
Now, I
Yes,
think
sir.
in this scenario, what the best thing you guys need to do. That's why you need to come up of this perspective of like, is my thing that I'm supposed to fly? Because sometimes it's not every time that you think that you are right that you are right. You get.
Yes.
It's
Yes,
not
sir.
every time that you think you are right is that you're right. So first of all, what you need to do in this scenario, as someone that is in this training already learning this thing now, you have to first of all come to analyze their own suggestions too. You get. Now
Yes,
look
sir.
at why look at their own point. Look at from their own point of view. What is good about what they are saying? What is bad about what they are saying? Okay, like in the last class we had, in the last section we had, I think the way we sought one of the conflict was merging two ideas together to become one. You get?
Yes, sir.
I don't know if you get. Now,
Yes, sir.
you guys can come at a point, at a conclusion of, okay, fine, in this particular suggestion you are bringing, this thing is good, or this is the best out of it. Okay, this one I'm bringing, this is the best out of it. okay, let's bring this idea from your own and bring this from my own and join it. But you have to understand, one of the things you must understand, you have to have at the back of your mind that it mustn't be, this whole thing is not about you. It's not about your personal thing. Because the one of the issues that bring about all these things, that when somebody sees something as this is okay, I'm the leader here, anything I say is supposed to stand. The company is not for you to decide what happens. You understand? Why the company hired more than one person in a team is for all of you to come together and reason and be able to bring out something. So when you are bringing your own suggestion, you don't have to bring it as based on I'm the one bringing it. You are not bringing it as like, okay, you make a research and you are bringing something, you are presenting to the table. And other people, if other people have the same mindset, they are bringing information. They are not bringing it as this is my own opinion and it must be my own opinion that will fly. They are bringing it as, okay, this is what I was able to research on, and you are presenting it. This person present it. Okay, let's look at all these things. What are good? What is good in this one? What is bad in this one? How can we merge all these things? These are different ideas we brought together. How can we bring this whole idea together to create something solid? You understand? That's where the whole issue of the whole case of what two good heads is better than one, because if the company know that one person can do it better, why having all these team members here? You could just employ one person now, and the one person will be doing the job. So they called you guys to work as a team, not for you to come and impose your idea on every other person. You come here to contribute. You contribute, this person contribute, this person contribute. You guys now reach a consensus and say, okay, this is the best approach to follow, and you guys execute it. So that should be the mindset, not the mindset of my own thing, my own idea, my own name must fly, my own future must fly. So once you start bringing that, you have already brought the vision again. There's no teamwork again. Now teamwork is dead.
Yes, sir.
You understand?
Yes, sir. Thank you,
You're
sir.
welcome. You're welcome. So we have, who is this? Kezi. Who we have here?
Good afternoon, sir.
You're welcome.
Yes, I'm just sitting in on the meeting. I'm not actually participating.
I see. You're welcome.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So who else do we have? Obi?
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Afternoon. Go on.
Okay, my question is, okay, for example, let's say a task is being assigned to you and you don't really get it very well and you want more clarity on that. So you're trying to explain to whoever or tell whoever that assigned to you that, okay, you don't really get this well. And we have people like, I don't have repeating myself. So how would you handle that? Thank you.
I didn't get the last thing you said. You said you have people like.
I said, you have people like people that will tell you, I don't like repeating myself. They won't really like explain to you. So how would you handle that?
That's why the management team pay for this lecture we are having now. Yeah?
I didn't get the explanation.
So why we're having this meeting is to, talk about all these things. It's your duty as a member of night market or as a team in the night marketplace to explain to your colleagues, or if they don't understand what you're saying, it's your duty to make sure they understand it. That's why we're having this communication meeting. You understand? If you are that kind of person, you have to change, because you cannot be working in a team and you say you not spell things out for people to understand. Then what's the essence of being part of the team where you cannot let? So it has to do with what? Responsibility. You have to make sure you are responsible for everything you are doing. have to carry everybody along. You have to bring yourself down as well. Know that you're working with people, and it's not everybody that have that kind of people. It's not everybody that understand things at the first instance. There are people that you need to tell things like 2-3 times before they get it. So that's why we talk about empathy. That's why we talk about clarity. You understand? So that's why you are in this meeting, to get this. Okay, I don't need to be rude, or I don't need to be feeling bossy, I don't need to be feeling too big. You have to understand that, okay, we are working as a team. That if I don't explain this thing very well to this person, the person might misunderstand and do what I don't want. Because and tomorrow now you are the same person that was going to blame that person for not doing what you asked them to do. And yet you are the same person that didn't want to clear it for them. You understand? So at this instant, you just have to remind the person that I don't understand what you are saying. Please. That's why I say use politely. It's how you tell somebody something. The person will really know that, you don't know this, you don't understand what he's saying. Just tell them in the way they will understand. Tell them that, please, I don't really understand these things, so that I won't make mistake and you come and blame me. You can put it in that context for that person. So please explain this thing very well so that I understand. So that I will do the thing the way you want me to do it, so that I won't make mistake. You understand? And we are in this meeting so that everybody will be listening to this, and you guys can even pass this message on to the other colleagues that are not here. To know that it's their duty to, if somebody is under you, you have to make sure that they are understanding what you are saying. Don't just drop the message and go away and say do whatever you want to do with it. No, things are not done like that. So you guys are a team, and you guys have to work like a team. Are you together?
Yes, sir.
Another person?
Mr. Chika, sorry. I want to say something on that.
Okay.
Yes, it's assumed we are a team, or we all know we are a team, and we're supposed to work as a team. But whereby you keep explaining and explaining and explaining, taking your time to make the person understand the information you're trying to relay to him or her, and the person keeps doing the same thing, repeating it all over and over again, what do you do?
Like somebody that was supposed to do something, and the person is not doing that thing.
Assigned a task. You are assigned a task, and the person that assigned the task, your supervisor, your manager, or whoever, has explained severally and given you instances or examples of how to go about the task, or what to do concerning the task that's been assigned to you. And repeatedly, you have always made the same mistake. Do you still, how do I ask this question now? Will you still be empathetic enough or kind enough to always be attending to that same individual, trying to get that same person to do the same thing that you have explained over and over and over and over again?
I think in this case now, one thing is that during that's why it's important when we are hiring people, sometimes we engage them on trainings. You understand? On things they need to know, on things they like, or test them very well as well too. Because somebody that you just keep telling one thing, that means the person is not a professional. So the person doesn't know the work at all. I don't know if you get.
You don't think the person might be doing it deliberately?
That's where you need to find out whether this person knows what he's doing. Now at this point in time, the management team have to just, if it requires you taking the person through another test of being sure that the employment he had, that he really know what he's doing before he got that employment. You can go through that process. Some company might even send you to training. If they like you, if they don't want to lay you off, they can send you for training. Go and perfect on what you are doing. If If not, and you just keep doing it, that means you're not qualified to be there in the first place. I don't know if you get.
Yes, I
And
understand.
somebody cannot be playing with the job now, and you, that means the person is not ready for working. So the person can go back to be reassessed. You go back to his CV, check whether he was properly employed in the first place. You get. If the person is not, if you guys want to retain the person, you can. If you see potential in the person can go through trainings again and get it right. If not, maybe I know follow another procedures. You understand? But I think everybody needs to be up and doing in their work. That's why people need to learn and relearn over and over again. You cannot imagine now. I call a developer and tend to redesign a button, and the person has been designing that button for like 1 month. That person is not competent now. I don't know if you get.
Yes, I understand you.
Yeah, so you guys have to review the person's employment and check whether he actually knows what he said he knows, because definitely he passed through a process to get that job. You have to review his employment and check, or probably send him for training. The companies do that. You take your company to go and train on the skill that he applied for, and get even better skill on that. So I hope we are clear on this. Are we good?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I think that will be all for communication. And